Hello, everybody. I thought I would make a quick video to help you understand how your child is using Google Classroom. And so when you sit down next to them and they say, I don't know what to do, or I don't know where to find something, which shouldn't be true at this point, you can help them find it. Right. When you open up Google Classroom, you will have two classrooms, most likely. You will have one for math and one for everything else. This is for my science class. Our students as sea lions will have everything under sea lions. When you open it up to the first page, it automatically takes you to the stream. I think this is a really difficult place to look for things because everything that I post or everything that I do just shows up here in order, and it can be a bit complicated. The one feature I do want to point out to you is this announce something to your class. And I can make an announcement here that says, hey, sea lions, I hope you have a great weekend. And it will post right here to the stream. People can add comments to it. Now, here's where I want to talk to you about what your students are and are not allowed to post or announce in this page. This page gets really, really congested unless we have some rules here. So I want to say that things like I just typed, have a great weekend, are not allowed by students. And the reason they're not allowed by students is then this whole entire page gets clogged up by kids trying to have a conversation. One student says hi, and then another student says hey, and then another student says hello, and it's just too much. So what we use this page for is for questions on assignments or homework. I, contrary to popular belief by the students, do not live on my computer and do not live in my classroom. So I'm not always checking this. And sometimes students have questions at home that they need answered right away. This is a great place for them to ask their classmates questions and get answers. Okay, but we definitely don't want to use this as a chatting platform. If you come up here to the next tab, this is the one we're going to use the most often. This is our classwork tab. Now, students are not going to have an opportunity to see this button where it says create because that's just for me. And this is where everything can be found. So we have our online library, which I sent an email about earlier in the week, where I post different online books. And I want to tell you here, I love these online books. I love the idea that a student can listen to a book here. But the biggest thing is they must be following along with the words as they're listening to the story. They're not going to improve their reading skills if they don't do this. So you click on the book, you listen to it. It's a great time for you and your students you and your child to listen to books together, but make sure that they are following along and not just like closing their eyes and chilling and listening to a book. Once in a while, that's okay. But for the most part, if they want to improve their reading, they need to follow along with the words as they're hearing them. I've only put a few books in there right now. I have so many book rooms that I will continue to add here, but I wanted to start small. Links. Here is our links section in any program that we're using in our class. I will put a link here. If you want to help our classroom, we have our classroom wish list here, and I'm constantly updating that throughout the year. This one right here, the blending board. This is incredibly important. I'm going to make another video later on that explains how to use the blending board, but this is what might help your students practice their spelling words. So I will make a video about that coming up. Clever is a great link. This is where they can pretty much access any program that they need. Nearpod, we mostly use in class. Epic is free for students to read books, but only during the school day. Freckle is here. And everything should have a code. For example, if Freckle's asking for a code, the code is right. It's not going to let me click on it, but your students can. The code is always posted right there for your child. Our next tab is phonics. You'll notice that I've started putting your spelling tests, your child's spelling test scores in here, and any assignments that we're working on during the week, they're here as well as a digital sound wall. This is really, really helpful for your student if they're struggling with the sounds that vowels make. And I love this so much. I don't know where I got it, but I want to thank whatever teacher made this. We're going to have a actual copy in our room of this, but I like this one because it is clickable for students to hear sounds. So you click here, and that is the short O sound. It also tells you all the different ways that that sound can be made. So this is incredibly helpful for reviewing with your student different sounds. And also what we're looking at in phonics is what shape does our mouth take when we make a certain sound? And where are our teeth and tongue when we make that sound? So this is really helpful as well, especially if your student is struggling with their sounds. We are still doing our short vowel review, but midway through this week, we are going to be moving on past that into other sounds, and we will no longer be reviewing. Reading has no posts yet. Writing is right here, and you can see that this week we've been starting with nouns and verbs. An anchor chart, and I think what I'm going to do with these anchor charts, instead of having one anchor chart for every topic, I might start putting all anchor charts for writing in one slideshow. This is what an anchor chart looks like. We have them up in the room, and your child has them in their journal as well. And it is a reference chart for them. So if your child is doing homework on nouns and they can't remember or they need help, this is where you would go. And I would love your feedback on whether you would like these broken up like this. This is the anchor chart for verbs. This is the anchor chart for nouns. Or if you would like them all in one slideshow where you can scroll through all of them. Go ahead and let me know your feedback on that. We have our science tab, our music and art tab, and our homework and spelling lists. I'm going to be making a different video for the homework to explain that better to you. The last tab I want to talk about up here is when you click on grades, I really want you to focus on whether an assignment has been turned in or not. And that is the most important thing right now. Some assignments have grades like spelling tests. Some assignments are either completed or incomplete or turned in or not turned in. Okay. Right now we're having some trouble with the turned in tab. Let's go here really quickly. You can see this says missing. That's because a program that we are using is not working yet. And so that is why we have a missing tab. So until I get that sorted out with our school, please do not worry. Check the grades on spelling tests and just make sure that things say completed. And I'll let you know when we have that working. I hope this video was helpful. I hope I didn't talk too much. Have a great day, and I will see you next week.